This Sunday. Welcome. I'm Lakeisha Riddick, blogger, online talk radio show host. Welcome to those on the web. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Please favorite and retweet the broadcast notification. Those on the replay. Thank you. Hey, Fishman. Thank you for joining. And for those on the replay, hey, Virginia guy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're scoping from and if this is your first time here so I can greet you personally. Thank you so much. Hey, Gizmo 1972. Welcome, Lakeisha Riddick here. So I blog and scope about my faith and my weight loss journey. If you're new here, let me know so I can greet you. And this is day 215 for me. I'm 40 pounds plus down. Hey, welcome. And I'm giving God the glory for it. So tonight's topic, thank you so much for the hearts. Yes, if you enjoy the content, even those on the replay, tap for hearts, and you can share this if you enjoy this with your followers. Swipe right and iOS, swipe up for Android. I appreciate it. So tonight's topic, how do you discover your purpose? I was watching a motivational video during, you're new here. Hey, okay, so what's your name? Virginia 75 guy, 1996. Welcome, welcome. Tell me your name and where you're scoping from. So I watched this video, motivational video, and the video was Discovering Your Purpose. Excellent video by Be Inspired. I'll put a link in it. Hey, Caramel Bella, welcome. Excuse me. I always upload all of my Periscope videos to YouTube to archive them. So you can check out my YouTube channel, Share My World Show. For this video, I'll upload. If there's no problems with the upload, I'll upload it tonight so you can see it. So it was an excellent video about discovering your purpose. And I was just like, okay, God, Dell from Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome, Dell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that comes in because hey, Demita, welcome. You chose to connect, and I believe that anybody that chooses to follow me and connect with me will be blessed and inspired and encouraged by something that God is going to speak through me tonight. So about purpose. And that was the video, Discovering Your Purpose by Be Inspired. It's a motivational thing. Hey, welcome, Demita, welcome. Excuse me. So I said to myself, how did I discover my purpose? How did I know? Because a lot of people ask me, how did you know this is what God has called you to do? And a lot of people are still searching. Is anybody out there searching to figure out their purpose? Do you know your purpose? Thank you for inviting followers. If you know your purpose, you can share it in the comments. If you're looking for your purpose, put 1. Hey, Sora, Shermanita, welcome. Spoken Visions, thanks again for sharing. So for me, I'll start with the things. Hey, welcome, J-Sing13. The first thing that I look back over Spoken Visions, welcome, over my life and say, well, how I discovered my purpose. I started with my pain. So that's for you. Number 1, start with your pain. What pains you? What is the hurt? What are you struggling with? What is the thing that is bringing you sorrow, but your purpose is to serve and love others? Okay, okay, good. Excuse me. So I'm looking at, for me, it was pain about being overweight. Your purpose is to help others get better coverage on their life. Okay, great. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing this. And thank you so much, Demita, and you're doing an awesome job at that. That's good, Demita. You got somebody that's your cheerleader right there. So for me, my pain that I was suffering and struggling with was being overweight. I would look in the mirror. Hey, thank you for inviting followers. I knew I wasn't supposed to be overweight. I don't know about you, but for me, like when you can look at yourself in the mirror, and I would be like, this is not me. It's like I can see myself how I should be. Right? But what? Oh, that's so beautiful. Demita's talking to Jay. But I would see myself, but I would know, thank you so much for the hearts. This isn't a body that I'm supposed to be in, right? So that was my pain. So that's for number 1, start with your pain. Okay, number 2, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, people, for joining in. I appreciate it. And the second thing is to look at what fuels your passion. So that was my thing. Number 1, my pain of the struggling of being overweight, not being able to lose it, right? So then my passion, right, came from what was fueling it. You're turning 40 next month and you lost over 30 pounds. Wow. Congratulations, Dell. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Demita, for being my cheerleader. Hey, Lucila, welcome. So now the second thing is, like I said, passion, right? What is fueling your passion? What problem do you want to solve regarding your pain? Okay, so for me, okay, I'm gonna take it back to myself. Losing the weight, struggling with being overweight, but I knew God had a certain slant and a bent for me to lose the weight. It wasn't to do it the traditional way. He wanted me to do it with His way. Number one, to use my faith to lose the weight, but I didn't know the how, but that's never the issue. We're never supposed to know the how, but that was the thing. So what is fueling my passion is the fact that, thank you so much, Demita, is that I loved helping other people. But God said, well, you can't help other people if you're not free yourself. So what? Now I have to go through the third thing, a process. So when you have to discover your purpose, you have to, one, start with your pain. You have to, number two, figure out what problem you want to solve regarding your pain and let that fuel your passion. And then number three, you got to do something. You have to have a process. In the video, Discovering Your Purpose, I tell you, it's the narrator, Tony Robbins, said something very interesting. He said that sometimes we focus so much on, thank you so much for the hearts, on the goal, but the goal is a good thing. But the most rewarding thing is who you become in the process. I say there's purpose in the process, there's wisdom in the wait, right? Because God knows that, okay, yes, this is good. You're going to lose the weight. Oh, that's a wonderful thing, right? Yes, because I can, my health to be better or whatever. But me losing the weight is not my purpose. You could do it like Nike, right? But me losing the weight is not my ultimate purpose. My ultimate purpose is what? Me being transformed from the inside out, yes, but to help others be transformed from the inside out from God's way. I mean, my actual purpose, I tell you, is Isaiah 61 and 2. And that's one of my verses that I declare daily. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because He has anointed me to bring good news to the afflicted, sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to captives and freedom to prisoners, to proclaim the favorable year of the Lord. That's my purpose. And my purpose is through my pain, right? And what's fueling my pain in terms of my passion is me going through and figuring out the problem. So look at yourself. I'm going to say it again. Start with your pain. Look at your passion and let your pain fuel your passion. Thank you, She. And then number three, seeking guidance from God to trust the process, because God is going to have you go through something, okay? And I'm still going through something where you're going to become, thank you so much, thank you so much, Demita, where you're going to become somebody that you're like, wow, I didn't even realize that I had it in me to do it. And here's an example. I'm going to give you a quick example. You follow me, and I appreciate you following me. I always try to find some kind of biblical example. Here's somebody who discovered their purpose, Moses. If you go back to the Old Testament and in Exodus, and you can read the whole story, you can start the first chapter of Exodus and go all the way through, but I'm just going to do it quickly here for you to see. Look at his pain, okay? Let's start with his pain. This was a man who was an Israelite, a Hebrew. Hey, Ebby886, thank you for joining. He was an Israelite, Hebrew, that had been given up right at birth, orphaned, because of the decree that had come down. Thank you so much for joining. Well, tell me your name again, Ebby, so I can greet you. He had been raised in the Egyptian household because he had been orphaned, right? There was a decree about killing all the firstborn Hebrew. Ebony, wanted to make sure. Thank you so much. So here he was, orphaned as a Hebrew, but then raised as an Egyptian in Pharaoh's house. Privileged and everything, right? But his pain was he knew he was not an Egyptian by birth. I hope you realize that. So that was his pain. And he did not like the fact that his fellow brethren were suffering injustice. And so guess what he did? He reacted angrily because he saw his fellow brother being beaten. And what did he do? He murdered the Egyptian. You see that? That was his pain, right? And then what? He tried to solve the problem. He thought he did, right? I have to go into number two, his passion. He was so passionate about, man, I don't like the fact that these people are, being, enslaved and whatnot. And I know that they shouldn't be. But what happened? He didn't exercise his passion in the right way. But you see how God can use you? I did a scope about this. You can go check out the video about being qualified. he was not qualified, okay? And you can go through and see everything he kept talking about. I can't talk, God. Who am I? I'm this, that, and the other. But he had that pain. He had that passion that God knew was there so that God could be able to use it to process him. So look, and then we see the process. God called him after I can't talk, so God sent Moses with him. But I want you to know something else in terms of the process that I realized when I read this whole thing again. You're not going to know exactly what is going to happen during the process of God helping you to discover your purpose fully. Because if God showed you everything you were going to have to go through, thank you so much for the hearts, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't walk in your freedom. You wouldn't fulfill what he's calling you to do. Like Moses, he didn't say, excuse me, okay, yes, you would give up. Because, if he had told Moses, listen, you're going to go to Pharaoh, and then he's going to keep denying you. Now, he said it in the beginning, but God did not tell Moses that he was going to have to keep going back in front of him 10 times. Excuse me. Come on. Going in front of the Pharaoh 10 times? But see, this is how God loves us so much. The process, who you become in the process, is greater than the reward. So yes, the children of Israel were released. Yes, they were set free. Moses was able to lead them. But look at who Moses became. I'll see quickly, going to that last plague, when that was the big one, right? That, hey, your children are going to die. Your man children are going to die. In Exodus, the 10th chapter, that 27 through the 28 to the 29th verse, when he told them, like, listen, this is what's going to happen. This is what Moses told Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Moses, get away from me. Beware, do not see my face again, for in the day you see my face, you shall die. Now, from the person that Moses started with, God, I don't know. I can't do it. I can't talk. I'm the least of this. I'm this, that, and the other. I stutter. This is what Moses said in that 29th verse. Moses said, you are right. I shall never see your face again. I said this before in another scope, but he got some swag. He got some confidence. See what he became in the process of those 10 plagues that he had to keep telling Pharaoh about. So that's the same thing for you. So that helped him, yes, right? So that helped Moses to solidify and understand his purpose. So that's my encouragement to you. You want to discover your process. Number one, start with your pain. Number two, figure out what problem you want to solve regarding that pain and let that drive your passion, okay? And then third, seek God to trust the process, because who you become in the process is greater than the actual end result of what you're dealing with. Hey, Lucilla, thank you for joining. I'm getting ready to end, but thank you everybody for joining. I appreciate it. I've been missing you guys. I've been going through just a lot of different things. Hey, Del, thanks for joining back in, but I'm coming back because God has given me messages. Oh, I'm so grateful that you were able to join and get something, Abby. She said this was for me, so that you're able to connect and to be inspired and be encouraged and to find your purpose, because people are waiting on the other side of you discovering your purpose so that you can help them to discover theirs. So thank you again. And if you appreciate, don't let it get you down. Yes, yes. And if you want to connect with me, you can connect me on all social media, Share My World Show. My blog, sharemyworldshow.com. I, like I said, blog about my faith and my weight loss journey there. You can see some of my transformation pictures. And if you enjoy the content there, please leave me some comments. I always respond. So, and if you're on a weight loss journey, and if you want encouragement, check out my Facebook group, Faith Weight Loss Journey, and you can see how to join if you can go directly to the group. It's a closed group, or on my Facebook page, Share My World Show. I have posts that have links to it. So again, thank you. I'm glad to be back. It's always great to hear your insight. Thank you, Lucilla. Yes, I'm back. I'm back delivering with what God is telling me to do. So thank you so much for sharing my world. Now go and share your world.